Hey there folks, welcome to this video, and here I'm going to be talking about the virtual 24 hours Le Mans, which has just finished. And I'm going to say this beforehand, I'm not going to be talking so much about the results, but some spoilers ahead, because I will be talking about things that occurred during the race. And maybe a couple of the results as well. My main aim for this video is to talk about how much of a kind of success it was. There were still, of course, drawbacks. I mean, I was dubious about them picking rFactor 2 in comparison to something like iRacing, which typically has its own virtual Le Mans. Largely because RF2, when they were using it for a virtual Le Mans event last year, was known to be just horrifically unstable. It's picked up a lot, and I loved the way that it was being presented. It was all put together almost as if it was a real thing. But they also paid respect to the idea that it wasn't the real thing. I mean, one of the things that I've not been so happy about, I need to stop saying things in this video, don't I? Because otherwise it's going to get boring and repetitive and dull. Was that where people had disconnect issues, typically in other sim racing events, or where some problem happened with the server, the presenters would typically turn around and go, "Oh, what's this mystical thing that happened?" But at least here they're like, "No, it is the servers playing up," or "Oh no, someone DC'd." It's really good to see that, because it shows that as much as they want this to be having a similar kind of spectacle to the real world event, they acknowledge that it's not going to be exactly the same. I think that's pretty cool. Anyways, at the same time, I do think that the fact that rFactor 2 still has some issues helped it, because it meant that there were some red flags still. Of course, they were for technical issues, but it meant that we were able to have some kind of way to naturally break it up. I wish as well that there were bits where they messed around with the weather. So maybe they could have gone, it's going to be raining for this bit, because the whole bit that I watched, it was just dry. But that's just me. I know there were a couple of other issues where people were like, Max and Lando uninstalled the game, or Alonso ran out of fuel. There were different bits and pieces behind each factor like that. Alonso was because of not switching, I believe, between penalty mode and pit mode, where he received a penalty just before the pit stop or during the pit stop, and so as a result didn't take on fuel and ran out of fuel. But it does disconnections, that's just a problem that 397 have to sort out with RF2. I mean, it's gotten better compared to where it was last year and a couple of years ago. But I was thinking when I was watching this, I was thinking, I don't know if the server's going to last 24 hours. Of course it didn't in the end, but they put it all together really well. It was a brilliant spectacle. I'm going to put a full replay when it's up on some kind of streaming platform in the description section down below. I'll also link Jimmy Broadbent's streams, because, well, he just hit 500k subscribers, and the team he was with just beat Charles Leclerc's team, so that was pretty cool to watch. Even though it was a shame to see Leclerc end up just in the wall, Indianapolis and Arnage. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.